Alaikum, sisters. Wa alaikum salam. Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam. Is there anyone that would like to pray this morning? Okay. Prayer. Sorry. Okay. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, surely I am being turned to thee. O Allah, striving to be upright to him who originated the heavens and the earth, and I am not among the polytheists. Surely my prayers, my sacrifice, my life, and my death are all for Allah, the Lord of the world. No associate has he in this of my commander. O Allah, thou art the king, and there is no God but thee. Thou art my Lord, and I am thy servant. I have been greatly unjust to myself, and I confess my faults. So please grant me protection against all of my faults, for none can grant protection against faults but thee. And guide me into the best of morals, for none can guide into the best of morals but thee. And please turn away from me the evil and the indecent morals, for none can turn away from me the evil and the indecent morals but thee. And do Allah, make Muhammad successful, and make the true followers of Muhammad successful, as thou did make Abraham and the true followers of Abraham successful. For surely thou art praiseworthy and magnified. And do Allah, bless Muhammad and bless the true followers of Muhammad, as thou did bless Abraham and the true followers of Abraham. For surely thou art praiseworthy and magnified. Ameen.
Ameen. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad, and I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is the exalted Christ, and the honorable Minister Farrakhan is our Messiah. Assalamu alaikum, sisters. I'm going to. Is there anyone that would like to read today? If you would like to read, please type reader in the chat. And then I'm going to switch on to my Kindle. Do we have any reader this morning? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, Sister Jessica. Do we have any reader this morning? Anyone can read? Okay. Okay. I'm going to switch and share my screen to. Okay. So we stopped at 54. If there's anyone that wants to read after I'm reading, just let me know, because I won't be able to read the screen. I'm not able to go on Zoom and see what's going on, okay? In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Who made the earth for you an expanse, and made for you therein paths, and sent down water from the clouds. Then thereby we bring forth pairs of various herbs. Eat and pasture your cattle. Surely there are signs in this for men of understanding. From it we created you, and into it we shall return you, and from it raise you a second time. And truly we showed him of all our signs, but he rejected and refused. Said he, "Hast thou come to us to turn us out of our land by thy enchantment, O Moses? We too bring thee enchantment like it. So make an appointment between us and thee, which we break not, neither we nor thou, in a central place. Moses said, your appointment is the day of the festival, and let the people be gathered in the early forenoon. So Pharaoh went back and settled his plan, then came. Moses said to them, woe to you, for do not lie against Allah, lest he destroy you by punishment, and he fails indeed who forges disputed one with another. Who forges a lie. Okay. Lest he destroys you by punishment, and he fails indeed who forges a lie. So they disputed one with another about their affair and kept the discourse secret. They said, these are surely two enchanters who would drive you out from your land by their enchantment and destroy your excellent institutions. So settle your plan, then come in ranks, and he will succeed indeed this day who is uppermost. They said, O Moses, wilt thou cast, or shall we be the first to cast down? He said, nay, cast you down. Then lo, their cords and their rods, it appeared to him by their enchantment as if they ran. So Moses conceived fear in his mind. We said, fear not, surely thou art the uppermost, and cast down what is in thy hand, and it will eat up what they have wrought. What they have brought. What they have wrought is only the trick of an enchanter, and the enchanter succeeds not, whosoever he comes from. So the enchanters fell down prostrate, saying, we believe in the Lord of Aaron and Moses. Pharaoh said, you believe in him before I give you leave? Surely he is your chief who taught you enchantment. So I shall cut off your hands and your feet on opposite sides, and I shall crucify you on the trunks of palm trees, and you shall certainly know which of you can give the severer and the more abiding chastisement. They said, we cannot prefer thee to what has come to us of clear arguments, and to him who made us. So decide as thou wilt decide. Thou canst only decide about this world's life. Surely we believe in our Lord, that he may forgive us our fault and the magic to which thou didst compel us. And Allah is best and ever abiding. Whoso comes guilty to his Lord, for him is surely hell. He will neither die therein nor live. And whoso comes to him, a believer, having done good deeds, for them are high ranks, gardens of perpetuity wherein flow rivers to abide therein, and such is the reward of him who purifies himself. And certainly we revealed to Moses, travel by night with my servant, then strike for them a dry path in the sea, not fearing to be overtaken, not being afraid. So Pharaoh followed them with his armies. Then there covered them of the sea, that which covered them. And Pharaoh led his people astray, and he guided not aright. O children of Israel, we truly delivered you from your enemy, and made a covenant with you on the blessed side of the mountain, and sent you down the manna and the quails. Eat of the good things we have provided you, and be not inordinate in respect thereof, lest my wrath come upon you. And he on whom my wrath comes, he perishes indeed. And surely I am forgiving towards him who repents and believes and does good, then walks aright. And what made thee hasten from thy people, O Moses. He said, they are here on my track, and I hasten unto thee, my Lord, that thou mightest be pleased. He said, surely we have tried thy people in thy absence, and this Samaria has led them astray. So Moses returned to his people angry, sorrowing. He said, O my people, did not your Lord promise you a goodly promise? Did the promised time then seem long to you? Or did you wish that displeasure from your Lord should come upon you, so that you broke your promise to me? They said, we broke not the promise to thee of our own accord, but we were made to bear the burdens of the ornament of the people. Then we cast them away, and thus did the Samaritan jest. Then he brought forth for them a calf, a body which had a hollow sound. So they said, this is your God and the God of Moses, but he forgot. Could they not see that it returned to no reply to them, nor controlled any harm or benefit for them? And Aaron indeed had said to them before, O my people, you are only tried by it, and surely your Lord is the beneficent God. So follow me and obey my order. They said, we shall not cease to keep its worship until Moses returns to us. Moses said, O Aaron, what prevented thee when thou sawest them going astray, that thou did not follow me? Hast thou then disobeyed my order? He said, O son of my mother, seize me not by my beard, nor by my head. Surely I was afraid lest thou shouldst say, thou hast caused division among the children of Israel, and not waited for my word. Moses said, what was thy object, O Samaria? He said, I perceived what they perceived not. So I took a handful from the footprint of the messenger. Then I cast it away. Thus did my soul embellish it to me. He said, begone then. It is for thee in this life to say, touch me not. And for thee is a promise which shall not fail. And look at thy God, to whose worship thou hast kept. We will certainly burn it. Then we will scatter it in the sea. Your Lord is only Allah. There's no God but he. He comprehends all things in his knowledge. Thus relate we to thee in the news of what has gone before. And indeed, we have given thee a reminder from ourselves. Whoever turns away from it, he will surely bear a burden on the day of resurrection, abiding therein, and evil will be their burden on the day of resurrection. The day when the trumpet is blown, and we shall gather the guilty blue-eyed on that day, consulting together secretly. You tarried but 10 days. We know best what they say when the fairest of them in course would say, you tarried but a day. And they ask thee about the mountains, say, my Lord will scatter them as scattered dust. Then leave it a plain, smooth level, wherein thou seest no crookedness nor unevenness. On that day they will follow the inviter, in whom is no crookedness, and the voices are low before the beneficent God, so that thou hearest not, but a soft sound. On that day, no intercession avails except of him whom the beneficent allows, and whose word he is pleased with. He knows what is before them and what is behind them, while they cannot comprehend it in knowledge. And faces shall be humbled before the living, the self-subsistent, and he who bears iniquity is indeed undone. And whoever does good works, and he is a believer, he has no fear of injustice, nor of the withholding of his due. And thus have we sent it down an Arabic Quran, and have distinctly set forth therein of threats that they may guard against evil, or that it may be a reminder to them. Supremely exalted then is Allah, the King, the truth, and make not haste with the Quran before its revelation. It is made complete to thee, and say, my Lord, increase me in knowledge. And certainly we gave a commandment to Adam before, and he forgot, and we found him no resolve to disobey. And when we said to the angels, be submissive to Adam, they submitted, except Iblis. He refused. We said, O Adam, this is an enemy to thee and to thy wife. So let him not drive you both out of the garden, so that thou art unhappy. Surely it is granted to thee therein that thou art not hungry nor naked, and that thou art not thirsty therein, nor exposed to the sun's heat. But the devil made an evil suggestion to him. He said, O Adam, shall I lead thee to the tree of immortality and a kingdom which decays not? So they both ate of it. Then their evil inclination became manifest to them, and they began to cover themselves with the leaves of the garden. And Adam disobeyed his Lord and was disappointed. Then his Lord chose him, so he returned to him and guided him. He said, go forth here from both, all of you. One of you is enemy to another, so there will surely come to you guidance from me. Then whoever follows my guidance, he will not go astray nor be unhappy. And whoever turns away from my reminder, from him is surely a straitened life, and we shall raise him up blind on the day of resurrection. He will say, my Lord, why hast thou raised me up blind while I used to see? He will say, thus did our messages come to thee, but thou didst neglect them, and thus art thou forsaken this day. And thus do we recompense him who is extravagant and believes not in the messages of his Lord. And certainly the chastisement of the hereafter is severer and more lasting. Does it not manifest to them how many of the generations in whose dwellings they go about we destroyed before them? Surely there are signs in this for men of understanding. And had not a word gone forth from thy Lord and a term been fixed, it would surely have overtaken them. So bear patiently what they say, and celebrate the praise of thy Lord before the rising of the sun and before its setting, and glorify him during the hours of the night and parts of the day, that thou mayest be pleased, and strain not thine eyes towards that with which we have provided different classes of them, of the splendor of this world's life, that we may thereby try them. And the sustenance of thy Lord is better and more abiding. And enjoin prayer on thy people, and steadily adhere to it. We ask not of thee a sustenance, we provide for thee, and the good end is for guarding against evil. And they say, why does he not bring us a sign from his Lord? Has not there come to them a clear evidence of what is in the previous books? And if we had destroyed them with chastisement before it, they would have said, our Lord, why didst thou not send us a messenger? so that we might have followed thy messages before we met disgrace and shame. Say, every one of us is waiting. So wait. Soon you will come to know who is the following of the even path and who goes awry. Chapter 21, Al-Anbiya, the prophets. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Their reckoning draw nigh to men, and they turn away in heedlessness. There comes not to them a new reminder from their Lord, but they hear it while they sport. Their heart trifling, and they, the wrongdoers, counsel in secret. He is nothing but a mortal like yourselves. Will you then yield to enchantment while you see? He said, my Lord knows every utterance in the heaven and the earth, and he is the hearer, the knower. Nay, say they, medley of dreams. Nay, he has forged it. Nay, they say, medley of dreams. Nay, he has forged it. Nay, he is a poet. So let him bring to us a sign such as the former prophets were sent with. Not a town believed before them, which we destroyed. Will they then believe? And we sent not before thee any but men to whom we sent revelation. So ask the followers of the reminder, if you know not. Nor did we give them bodies, nor not eating food, nor did they abide. Then we made our promises good to them. So we delivered them and whom we pleased, and we destroyed the extravagant. Certainly we have revealed to you a book which will give you eminence. Do you not then understand? And how many a town which was iniquitous did we demolish, and we raised up after it another people? So when they felt our might, lo, they began to flee from it. Flee not and return to the easy lives which you led, and to your dwellings that you may be questioned. They said, oh, woe to us, surely we were unjust. And this cry of theirs ceased not till we made them cut off, extinct. And we create a knot, the heaven and the earth, and what is in between them for sport. And what is between them for sport. Had we wished to take a pastime, we would have taken it from before ourselves. By no means would we do so. Nay, we hurl the truth against falsehood so it knocks out its brains, and lo, it vanishes, and woe to you for what you describe. And to him belongs whoever is in the heavens and the earth, and those who are with him are not too proud to serve him, nor are they weary. They glorify him night and day, they flag not. Or have they taken gods from the earth who gave life? If there were in them gods besides Allah, they would both have been in disorder. So glory be to Allah, the Lord of the throne, being above what they describe. He cannot be questioned as to what he does, and they will be questioned. Or have they taken gods besides him? Say, bring your proof. This is the reminder of those with me and the reminder of those before me. Nay, most of them know not the truth, so they turn away. And we sent no messenger before thee, but we revealed to him that which is but we revealed to him that there is no God but me, so serve me. And they say, the Beneficent has taken to himself a son. Glory be to him. Nay, they are honored servants. They speak not before he speaks. and according to his command they act. He knows what is before them and what is behind them, and they intercede not except for him whom he approves, and for fear of him they tremble. And whoever of them should say, I am a God beside him, such a one we recompense with hell. Thus we reward the unjust. Do not those who disbelieve see that the heavens and the earth were closed up, so we rent them, and we send from water everything living? Will they not then believe? And we made firm mountains in the earth, lest it be convulsed with them. And we made in it wide ways, that they might follow a right direction. And we have made the heavens a guarded canopy, yet they turn away from its signs. And he it is who created the night and the day and the sun and the moon, all float in orbit. And we granted abiding forever to no mortal before thee. If thou diest, will they abide? Every soul must taste of death. And we test you by evil and good, by way of trial, and to us you are returned. And when those who disbelieve see thee, they treat thee not, but with mockery. Is this he who speaks of our gods, of your gods? And they deny when the beneficent God is mentioned. Man is created of haste. Soon will I show you my signs, so ask me not to hasten them. And they say, when will this threat come to pass if you are truthful? If those who disbelieve but knew the time when they will not be able to ward off the fire from their faces, nor from their backs, and they will not be helped. Nay, it will come to them all of a sudden and confound them, so they will not have the power to avert it, nor will they be respited. And messengers before thee were indeed mocked. So there befell those of them who scoffed that whereat they scoffed. Say, who guards you by night and by day from the beneficent? Nay, they turn away at the mention of their Lord. Or have they gods who can defend them against us? They cannot help themselves, nor can they be defended from us. Nay, we gave provision to these and their fathers until life was prolonged to them. See they not then that we are visiting the land, curtailing it of its sides? Can they then prevail? Say, I warn you only by revelation. And the deaf hear not the call when they are warned. And if a blast of the chastisement of thy Lord were to touch them, they would say, oh, woe to us, surely we were unjust. And we will set up a just balance on the day of resurrection, so that no soul will be wronged in the least. And if there be the weight of a grain of mustard seed, we will bring it, and sufficient are we to take account. And certainly, we gave Moses and Aaron the criterion, and a light and a reminder for those who keep from evil, who fear the Lord in secret, and they are fearful of the hour. And this is a blessed reminder which we have revealed. Will you then deny it? And certainly we gave Abraham his rectitude before, and we knew him well. When he said to his sire and his people, what are these images to whose worship you cleave? They said, we found our fathers worshiping them. He said, certainly you have been, you and your fathers, in manifest error. They said, hast thou brought us the truth, or art thou of the jesters? He said, nay, your Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth, who created them, and I am of those who bear witness to it. And by Allah, I will certainly plan against your idols after you go away, turning your backs. So you broke them into pieces, except the chief of them, that applied, they might return to it. They said, who has done this to our God? Surely he is one of the unjust. They said, we heard a youth who is called Abraham speak of them. They said, then bring him before the people's eyes. Perhaps they may bear witness. They said, hast thou done this to our gods, O Abraham? He said, surely someone has done it. The chief of them is this. So ask them if they can speak. Then they turned to themselves and said, surely you yourselves are wrongdoers. Then they were made to hang down their heads. Thou knowest indeed that they speak not. He said, serve you then besides Allah what does you no good, nor harms you? Fie on you, and on what should serve besides Allah. Have you no sense? They said, burn him and help your gods if you are going to do anything. We said, O fire, be coolness and peace for Abraham. And they said, and they intended a plan against him, but we made them the greater losers. And we delivered him and Lot, directing them to the land which we had blessed for the nations. And we gave them Isaac and Jacob, a son's son, and we made them all good. And we made them leaders who guided people by our command. And we revealed to them the doing of good and the keeping up of prayer and the giving of alms, and us alone they served. And to Lot we gave wisdom and knowledge. Is there anyone that would like to read? No one? Sister Victoria, is there any reader?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And to Lot we gave wisdom and knowledge, and we delivered him from the town which brought abomination. Surely they were an evil people, transgressors, and we admitted him to our mercy. Surely he was of the righteous. And Noah, when he cried aforetime, so we answered him and delivered him and his people from the great calamity. And we held him against the people who rejected our messages. Surely they were an evil people, so we drummed them out. And David and Solomon, when they gave judgment concerning the field, when the people's sheep strayed therein by night, and we were bearers of witness to their judgment. So we made Solomon to understand it, and to each of them we gave wisdom and knowledge. And we made the mountains declaring our glory, and the birds subservient to David, and we were the doers. And we taught him the making of coats of mail for you, to protect you in your wars. Will you then be grateful? And to Solomon we subdued the winds blowing violent, pursuing its course by his command, and to the land which we had blessed, and we are ever knower of all things. And of the devils there were those who dived for him, and did other work beside that, and we kept guard over them. And Job, when he cried to his Lord, distress has afflicted me, and thou art the most merciful of those who show mercy. So we responded to him and removed the distress he had, and we gave him his people and the like of them with them, a mercy from us and a mercy and a reminder to the worshippers. And Ishmael and Idris and Joel Kelth, all were of the patient ones, and we admitted them to our mercy. Surely they were of the good ones. And Nun, when he went away in wrath, and he thought that we would not straighten him, so he called out among afflictions, there is no God but thou. Glory be to thee. Surely I am of the sufferers of loss. So we responded to him and delivered him from grief. And thus do we deliver the believers. And Zacharias, when he cried to his Lord, my Lord, leave me not alone, and thou art the best of inheritors. And so we responded to him and gave him John and made his wife fit for him. Surely they used to vie one with another in good deeds and called upon us, hoping and fearing, and they were humble before us. And she who guarded our chastity, so we breathed into her of our inspiration and made her and our son a sign for the nations. Surely this is your community, is a single community, and I am your Lord, so serve me. And they cut out their affairs among them. To us will all return. So whoever does good deeds and is a believer, there is no rejecting of his efforts. And we surely write it down for him. And it is forbidden to a town which we destroy. They shall not return. Even when Gog and Magog are let loose and they sally forth from every elevated place. And the true promise draws nigh, then lo, the eyes of those who disbelieve will be fixed openly. And oh, to us, surely we were heedless of this. Nay, we were unjust. Surely you and what you worship besides Allah are fuel of hell. To it you will come. Had these been gods, they would not have come to it, and all will abide therein. For them therein is groaning, and therein they hear not. Those for whom the good has already gone forth from us, they will be kept far off from it. They will not hear the faintest sound of it, and they will abide in that which their souls desire. The great terror will not grieve them, and the angels will meet them. This is your day which you were promised, the day when we roll up heavens like the rolling up of the scroll of writings. As we began the first creation, we shall reproduce it. A promise binding on us, we shall bring it about. And certainly we wrote in the book after the reminder that my righteous servant will inherit the land. Surely in this is the message for people who serve us, and we have not sent thee but as a mercy to the nations. Say, it is only revealed to me that your God is one God. Will you then submit? But if they turn back, say, I have warned you in fairness, and I know not whether that which I have warned you in fairness, and I know not whether that which you are promised is near or far. Surely he knows what is spoken openly, and he knows what you hide. And I know not if this may be a trial for you and a provision till a time. He said, my Lord, judge thou with truth. And our Lord is the beneficent whose help is sought against what you ascribe to him. Chapter 22, Al-Hajj, the pilgrimage. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. O people, keep your duty to your Lord. Surely the shock of the hour is a grievous thing. The day you see it, every woman giving suck will forget her suckling, and every pregnant one will lay down her burden, and thou wilt see men as drunken. Yet they will not be drunken, but the chastisement of Allah will be severe. And among men is he who disputes about Allah without knowledge, and follows every rebellious devil. For him it is written that whoever takes him for a friend, he will lead him astray and conduct him to the chastisement of the burning fire. O people, if you are in doubt about the resurrection, then surely we created you from dust, then from a small life germ, then from a clot, then from a lump of flesh, complete in make and incomplete, that we may make clear to you. And we cause what we please to remain in the wombs till an appointed time. Then we bring you forth as babies. Then that you may attain your maturity. And of you is he who is caused to die, and of you is he who is brought back to the worst part of life, so that after knowledge he knows nothing. And thou seest the earth barren, but when we send down thereon water, it stirs and swells and brings forth a beautiful growth of every kind. That is because Allah, He is the truth, and He gives life to the dead, and He is possessor of power over all things. And the hour is coming, there is no doubt about it, and Allah will raise up those who are in the graves. And among men is he who disputes about Allah without knowledge, and without guidance, and without an illuminating book, turning away utterly to lead men astray from the way of Allah. For him is disgrace in this world, and on the day of resurrection we shall make him taste the punishment of burning. This is for that which the two hands have sent before, and Allah is not in the least unjust to the servants. And among men is he who serves Allah, standing on the verge, so that if good befalls him, he satisfies therewith. But if a trial afflicts him, he turns back headlong. He loses this world and the hereafter. That is a manifest loss. He calls besides Allah on that which harms him not, nor benefits him. That is straying far. He calls on him whose harm is nearer than his benefit, certainly an evil guardian and an evil associate. Surely Allah causes those who believe and do good deeds to enter gardens wherein flow rivers. Allah indeed does what he pleases. Whoever thinks that Allah will not assist him in this life and the hereafter, let him raise himself by some means to the heavens, then let him cut it off. So let him see if his plan will take away that at which he is enraged. And thus have we revealed it, clear argument, and Allah guides whom he will.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam.
We have a reader, Sister Medina.
Okay, sounds good. You can start right here.
Sister Ebony.
Can you mute me, Sister Victoria?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sorry, where was the finish?
Verse 16.
Sorry, can you go back? Thank you. And thus have we revealed it, clear arguments, and Allah guides whom he will. Those who believe and those who are Jews and the Sabines and the Christians and the Magians and the polytheists, surely Allah will decide between them on the day of resurrection. Surely Allah is witness over all things. Seest thou not that to Allah makes submission whoever is in the heavens and whoever is in the earth, and the sun and the moon and the stars, and the mountains and the trees, and the animals and many of the people, and many there are to whom chastisement is due, and he whom Allah abases, none can give him honor. Surely Allah does what he pleases. These are two adversaries who dispute about their Lord. So those who disbelieve, for them are cut out garments of fire. Boiling water will be poured over their heads. With, with it will be melted what is in their bellies and their skins as well. And for them are whips of iron. Whenever they desire to go forth from it, from grief, they are turned back into it. And it is said, taste the chastisement of burning. Surely Allah will make those who believe and do good deeds enter gardens wherein rivers flow. They are adorned therein with bracelets of gold and with pearls, and their garments therein are of silk. And they are guided to pure words, and they are guided to the path of the praised one. Those who disbelieve and hinder men from Allah's way and from the sacred mosque, which we have made equally for all men, for the dweller therein and the visitor, and whoever inclines therein to wrong unjustly, we shall make him taste of painful chastisement. And when we pointed to Abraham the place of the house, saying, associate not with me, and purify my house for those who make circuits and stand to pray and bow and prostrate themselves, and proclaim to men the pilgrimage, they will come to thee on foot and on every lean camel, coming every remote path, that they may witness benefits provided for them, and mention the name of Allah on appointed days over what he has given them of the cattle, quadrupeds, then eat of them and feed the distressed one, the needy. Then let them accomplish their needful acts of cleansing, and let them fulfill their vows and go around the ancient house. That shall be so. And whoever respects the sacred ordinances of Allah, it is good for him with his Lord. And the cattle are made lawful for you, except that which is recited to you. So shun the filth of the idols and shun false words. Begin being unright for Allah, not associated aught with him. And whoever associates aught with Allah, it is as if he had fallen from on high. Then the birds had snatched him away, or the wind had carried him off to a distant place. That shall be so, and whoever respects the ordinances of Allah, this is surely from the piety of hearts. Therein are benefits for you for a term appointed. Then their place of sacrifice is the ancient house. And for every nation we appointed acts of devotion that they might mention the name of Allah on what he has given them of the cattle quadrupeds. So your God is one God. Therefore to him should you submit, and give good news to the humble, whose hearts tremble when Allah is mentioned, and who are patient in their afflictions, and who keep up prayer and spend of what we have given them. And the camels we have made them of the signs appointed by Allah for you. For you therein is much good. So mention the name of Allah on them, standing in a row. Then, when they fall down on their sides, eat of them and feed the contented one and the beggar. Thus have we made them subservient to you, that you may be grateful. Not their flesh, not their blood reaches Allah, but to him is acceptable observance of duty on your part. Thus, he made them subservient to you, and you may magnify Allah for guiding you aright, and give good news to those who do good to others. Surely Allah defends those who believe. Surely Allah loves not anyone who is unfaithful and ungrateful. Permission to fight is given to those on whom war is made, because they are oppressed, and surely Allah is able to assist them. Those who are driven from their homes without a just cause, except that they say, "Our Lord is Allah." And if Allah did not repel some people by others, cloisters and churches and synagogues and mosques in which Allah's name is much remembered, would have been pulled down. And surely Allah will help him who helps him. Surely Allah is strong and mighty. Those who, if we establish them in the land, will keep up prayer and pay the poor rate, and enjoin good and forbid evil. And Allah's is the end of affairs. And if they reject thee, already before them did the people of Noah and Ad and Thamud reject prophets, and people of Abraham and the people of Lot, and the dwellers of Midian, and Moses too was rejected. But I gave respite to the disbelievers, then I seized them. So how severe was my disapproval? How many a town was destroyed while it was iniquitous, so it is fallen down upon its roofs, and how many a deserted well and palace rised high. Have they not traveled in the land so that they should have hearts with which to understand, or ears with which to hear? For surely it is not the eyes that are blind, but the blind are the hearts which are in the breast. And they ask thee to hasten on the chastisement, and Allah by no means fails in his promise. And surely a day with thy Lord, is 1,000 years of what you reckon. And how many a town to which I gave respite, while it was unjust, then I seized it, and to me is the return. Say, O people, I am only a plain warner to you. So those who believe and do good, for them is forgiveness and an honorable sustenance. And those who strive to oppose our messages, they are the inmates of the flaming fire. And we never sent a messenger or a prophet before thee, but when he desired, the devil made a suggestion respecting his desire, but Allah annuls that which the devil casts. Then does Allah establish his messages, and Allah is knowing and wise. That he may make what the devil casts as that he may make what the devil casts as that he may make what the devil casts a trial for those in whose hearts is a disease, and the hard-hearted, and surely the wrongdoers are in severe opposition, and that those who have been given knowledge may know that it is the truth from thy Lord, so they should believe in it, that their hearts may be lowly before him. And surely Allah is the guide of those who believe into a right path, and those who disbelieve will not cease to be in doubt concerning it, until the hour overtakes them suddenly, or there comes to them the chastisement of a destructive day. The kingdom on that day is Allah's. He will judge between them. So those who believe and do good will be in the gardens of bliss. And those who disbelieve and reject our messages for them is an abasing chastisement.
That's the end of the reading this morning. That's the end of one section and the start of another. So somebody.
Be to Allah. Thank you so much for your reading, Sister Ebony. Beautiful. That was beautiful. Is there anyone that would like to share any thoughts, any comments from what we read today? There's so much. There's so much in what we read. Sister Victoria?
One thing that really stood out to me about this morning's reading was chapter 1, verse 39. Because I don't know
You
why.
said chapter, which chapter you said?
Chapter, oh, sorry. Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Chapter 1, verse 39.
Chapter 1?
Oh, I lied. Chapter 21, verse
okay.
39.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No
And it stood out to me because I've always wondered, like, why don't we know the time? You know, like, I don't want to say always, but that thought has come up before. And it says, I'll start at 38. And they said, when will this threat come to pass if you are truthful? And it says, if those who disbelieve but knew the time when they will not be able to ward off the fire from their faces, nor from their backs, and they will not be helped. And that makes so much sense, you know, because I'm sure if a lot of us knew the time, we would be, you know, we would take so much more effort in cleaning ourselves up. And so that's the thing that stood out to me the most in this reading. Like, you know, we don't know the time. That's our current reality. And so we have to make the effort now in any time that it comes to our mind, because we don't know, you know, we could be right on the heels of that fiery chastisement. And so, you know, every day has to be a day where we're striving to do better and improve ourselves in the way of Allah.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone else that has a comment? Type the number 1 or raise your hand if you would like to leave a comment. Yes, all praise be to Allah. I have one that I read, and it's chapter 21, verse 73. And we made them leaders who guided people by our command. And we revealed to them the doing of good and the keeping up of prayer and the giving of alms, and us alone they served. And this part really makes me think of the minister and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad showing me how much they are guided. They are leaders who guided us, all of us, by Allah's command. And they received and revealed to them the doing of good. Allah revealed to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the minister the doing of good, the keeping up of prayer, and the giving of alms, and us alone they served. And it's so beautiful to read and see confirmations of who the minister and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad are for us. And this part really did that for me. Any other comments, please? Yes, ma'am, comment. Anyone else that has any comments to give us from what we read? Any more comments, please? And even this part, chapter 21, verse 48, there's a book I don't have that book, but I should get it. It's called Moses and Aaron, something like that, where it describes the minister and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad with Moses and Aaron's stories. And here it says, and certainly we gave Moses and Aaron the criterion and a light and a reminder for those who keep from evil. So just a lot of confirmation for me from the Quran. Oh, is there anyone there? There's 4 of them. There's, okay. Do you think it's Joshua, the last one? Sister Octavia? Sister Octavia? Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Sister Octavia wrote, there's 4 of them. Moses, Aaron, Jonah, and another. I can't remember the 4th, but it's Joshua, right? Moses, Aaron, Jonah, and Joshua. Oh, praise be to Allah. Okay, do we have any other comments, family? Okay, Sister Victoria, go ahead.
Sister stop trying to punk us into sharing our information. I thought.
Hey, share your
like,
thoughts.
This was just like something that stood out. I don't know why it stood out to me, but it just stood out as a reminder. On chapter 20, verse 114, the very last line says, say, my Lord, increase me in knowledge. And that was just a reminder to stop always like feeling like I have to have all of the answers, because the reality is that I don't. Like, there are so many situations, there are so many arrangements of thoughts and circumstances that there's no way that I can be prepared for it all. And so instead of being stuck in those moments or feeling down that I don't have the answer, just ask the one who has all the answers, that has all of the knowledge and understanding, and then work in patience while he reveals those answers to me. So that was just a reminder for me, like, the reality is no matter who we look up to, we all are still figuring out and learning. And I believe it was a lecture that I was watching by Minister Jabril. And I think the title of the lecture was called, Why Does God Study? And it's just like, gosh, how egoic are we to believe that we are above studying and seeking new knowledge when the God himself is in constant study. You know, when our leaders in the messenger and Minister Farrakhan are in constant study, like, do we believe that we are above them, even in the simplest of things? Like, we don't even, I think the quote goes that if we were to collect all of the knowledge that we have, it would still only fit on the head of a pin in comparison to all the knowledge that there is to know. So that was just a reminder to me that, like, it doesn't have to be an extravagant prayer. It doesn't have to be, you know what I mean, something big. It can just simply be a request to increase me in knowledge in this area. And then the other part for me that came to my head was, you know, and do the work until the answer comes. You know, sometimes we'll make the request, sometimes we'll make the prayer, and we'll sit on our hands waiting for a sign that the answer has come. But I find that motion reveals the answer to our prayers. Well, at least for me, I will speak for myself. Motion reveals those answers, because you'll get inspired in, you know, something that your child says, or you'll get inspired in a word that flashes across the screen, or you'll get inspired by a conversation that you have with someone. So that was like an extreme reminder for me this morning. Like, our lives are so complex. So we don't have to have all of the answers. We never will. Like, just sit with the reality that we will never, even if we do this 10,000 hours that everyone talks about, that it takes to become a master, even still, there will be new things that we will have to learn. There will be new knowledge that will have to be revealed to us, because this world is constantly evolving and constantly moving forward. So just accept the fact that we will never know it all, and ask the one who knows it all, and work in patience and not be still in patience. Yes, ma'am, I'll find it, Sister Emily.
Oh, praise be to Allah. That was really good. Sister Ebony wrote, do the work until the answer comes. I love this one. Yes, and me too. I love it. I love it. And it didn't came to my mind that way, but the way it's put like that, it's really beautiful and it hits home. Sister Ebony, go ahead, sis.
I just have a question. Which chapter, like, and verse were you referring to, Sister Victoria, when you said that last part that you said?
That chapter, wait. Okay, like, a lot of what I said was what I got from it, but
yes,
it was
ma'am.
inspired by chapter 20, verse 114. And it's the very last line. Say, my Lord, increase me in knowledge. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if it goes with the rest of the rest of the verse. That just stuck out to me the most, because I struggle with, like, always feeling like I have to have all the answers, always feeling like I have to know all the stuff. And I specifically underline that to be a reminder that, like, I don't have to have it all. I can just ask the one who does.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you for that. And it made me also think, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you've had that, where I call it a download or an upload or something, where you didn't have it in your mind, and then something happens where you're worrying or you're praying to Allah about something, and then yes, and then you got the answer all of a sudden. And that is always so amazing and incredible to me. And I'm like, wow, like, I'd never thought of it until, like, right now it just came into my mind. And it goes to show that knowledge, like, when it's time and Allah allows you, it's all in us all the time. Such a blessing. Allah is so good. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Allahu Akbar. Any other comments, family? Is there anything else that you've noticed? I think one last part that really stood out for me is is the hasting. I don't know if I say it right, but when you want to hasten the chastisement, because
it's haste. It's literally, yeah.
Thank you. When you wonder, like, when is the chastisement coming? When is it, like, and it says not to haste it, to not haste it, because it is a grievous day, okay? A very grievous day. But I hear it sometimes where people say, or sometimes I say, like, when is it, this world is so bad, especially when I hear, like, really bad news or something in the news about the killing of someone again. And I'm like, oh Allah, like, I want to haste it, like, inside of me. But then this is a reminder to not haste it, because when it comes, it's gonna be a grievous day. But that's it. Oh, okay. Let me find it. I had it. Okay, it's chapter 22, verse 46 or 47. 22. Yeah, it says
it's 47.
47. And they asked thee to hasten on the chastisement, and Allah by no means fails in his promise, and surely the day will with thy Lord is a 1,000 years of what you reckon. Wow.
Sheesh. Sister Ebony, is that an old hen or a new one?
Sorry, did you say me?
Yes, you have your hand up. So I was wondering if it's
Oh,
old.
sorry, no, that was before. I'll put it down. Sorry about that.
No problem. Oh my gosh, Sister Ebony. So, man, it's so crazy, that perspective that we always talk about, because for me, when I heard not to hasten chastisement, it makes me think about all of the times where things, quote unquote, just feel too good. And so I'm bearing down, waiting for the time when the other shoe is going to drop or where another trial is going to land. And for me, that was like a clear instruction to say, stop trying to rush the getting to the next trial. Enjoy that calm before the storm. Like, allow that time between the storm to give you strength and to enjoy it, so that when the trial does come, you don't constantly feel like you're always in a trial. And I believe that a lot of the reason why we always feel like, man, it's always something, is that because we always make it something. Like, when there is a quiet time, no matter how small, we don't just enjoy it. We complain, and then we wait. We complain, and then we talk about when the trial is going to come, and then the trial comes. So it makes us feel like we're always in a trial. But that was just like an instruction for me to say, don't try to hurry it up. Like, sit where you are. Be thankful for the time of preparation that he is giving us, so that we can be better prepared for when the trial comes. It made me think of something. I was watching a video the other day by Myron Golden, and he was talking about, I think it was Myron Golden, or someone else. I forgot the guy's name, but he was talking about how, what was the word I just said? It was something about ego. A trait of ego is, dang, I have to go re-listen to the video and I'll drop it in the chat. But anywho, what I was giving my one for was, so when I was looking at verse, where is that verse about knowledge? The one I just gave you. So when I was looking at chapter 20, verse 114, one of the reasons why it stuck out to me so much was because of its relation to chapter 15, verse 53, something that we read like 2 or 3 days ago. And I had went back before I spoke, but I couldn't exactly see the connection between the two. But now the connection for me has become clear. Chapter 15, verse, I'm going to start at 52. Verse 52 and 53 reads, when they entered upon him, they said, peace. He said, we are afraid of you. They said, be not afraid. We give thee good news of a boy possessing knowledge. And that was like another confirmation that, and I think it's said I'm not sure if it said it in the Quran before, or the teachings, that knowledge gives us assurance. Like, it literally said, don't be afraid, because I know somebody that has some information for you, right? And so if we continue to seek the knowledge and understanding, then we don't have to worry about being as stressed because we are looking for the answer to be received. And I think that a lot of the times we allow our lack of knowledge to frighten us away from getting information. And, we'll end up delaying the doctor appointment or delaying the conversation or delaying, whatever we perceive. Something that we perceive can overtake us. But the reality is, like, once we have it, we have the knowledge. Like, the conversation that you're avoiding, once you have the conversation, you already know. You know what I mean? Like, even so much as recently, like, I don't want to say there was a conversation I was avoid having, but I was just like, I don't even want to speak to this person, right? And because I had made up all of this stuff in my head, it wasn't even true. And then boom, it wasn't even that. So just, we have to get out of our own way. And the only way to be at peace with what's coming and be at peace with the reality of where we are is to attain more knowledge. If you know what's going to happen when we get to a place, then we won't have to fear being at the place. So we just have to better prepare ourselves, just the same thing with everything that's going on with the food and, the food is going bad. Although all of us did not heed the warning, because we were properly prepared, because we were told in advance, because we were given the direction and the instruction to prepare our homes with additional food, prepare our closets with go bags so that we can leave at any moment's notice. Although even for those of us who did not follow the instruction, hearing it does not make us afraid because we already had the knowledge. So that was a connection for me. One, to seek more knowledge so that we can lessen our stress and anxiety. And then also, two, when we struggle in those moments of seeking the knowledge, just ask the one who has it. And he will guide us in the best of manners in a way that we will understand to obtain the knowledge that we seek.
Well, praise be to Allah. Thank you, Sister Victoria, for your beautiful comments. Yes, ma'am. Any more comments, family? Okay, so Sister Victoria wrote, praise be to Allah, this reading was so good. Oh, praise be to Allah, Sister Victoria. I'm happy you guys, I'm happy you found knowledge and found what your heart needed. All praise be to Allah. Is there anyone that would like to pray as we conclude? Sister Octavia, would you mind praying for us?
I can do the prayer.
I'm at the store.
Attention prayer. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the beneficent, the most merciful, master of the day of judgment. Thee alone do we serve, and thee alone do we beseech for aid. O Allah, guide us on the right path, the path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed favors, not of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor of those who go astray after they have heard thy teachings. Say, He, Allah, is one. Allah is He of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He neither begets, nor is He begotten, and there is none like Him. And I bear witness that none deserves to be served or worshipped besides Allah. And I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is His true servant and last apostle, and that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is His divinely guided reminder and mercy in our midst. Ameen.
Ameen. Allahu Akbar. Thank you for your prayer. Family, don't forget to walk a little bit if you can today and breathe the beautiful oxygen. And have a blessed and beautiful day. Love you all. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Salam.